Following our free educational materials, you learn English in a great way with ease and efficiency.
Mr. Brown, I'd like to talk with you about something that is getting to be a problem. I'd like, if possible, to see it settled at this meeting.
What is it, Mrs. Wong?
It's about the quality of 300 cartons of dried mushrooms. They reached us 2 weeks ago, and were immediately examined after they arrived. To our astonishment, about 20% of them were moldy, and in many cartons there were even small brownish bugs crawling in and out of the half-eaten mushrooms. We can't accept them in this state. They are unfit for human consumption. And the medical officer of health has issued a stop notice on them.
Is that so? So far we haven't had any complaint of this kind. Our mushrooms have enjoyed a good reputation for their superior quality for years. We are really at a loss to understand why your lot was found moldy and worm-eaten. Have you any evidence?
Certainly. Here's a survey report by a well-known lab in London, whose testimony is absolutely reliable.
Though everything may be as you say, there are many factors involved. What's more, your surveyors have not mentioned any cause for the damage.
The mushrooms were packed in small 1-pound plastic bags, 60 of these bags to a carton. It is stated on the surveyor's report that external conditions of goods at the time of survey are all sound and intact. So it is obvious the cause of the damage is that the mushrooms were not completely dried before packing.
As you know, before shipment, the Commodity Inspection Bureau inspected the goods in question. They concluded that the goods were well dehydrated from fresh and choice material and up to standard for export.
I think the Inspection Bureau at your end, when effecting inspection, only selected a few package at random. These happened to be up to the standard. The part that was not dried properly, most probably, escaped their attention. As the amount in question is only 20% of the whole shipment, I think it is only reasonable that you should compensate us for the loss.
The inspection certificate, which is based on a random selection of 20% of the consignment as we've agreed on beforehand, is considered final and binding upon both parties. We do not accept any claims for compensation for loss incurred in transit, because you bought the goods FOB Houston and on shipping quality, not on landed quality. Your claim, in our opinion, should be referred to the insurance company, as the mishap occurred after shipment.
We've already got in touch with the underwriter. But they have refused to accept any liability. They attributed the accident to the effects of dampness during the long sea voyage.
That's a matter over which we could exercise no control, then. I'm afraid I have to insist that you approach the insurance company for settlement, that is, if you have covered this risk in your coverage.
To my regret, we failed to cover contamination. This is an unfortunate oversight on our part and a lesson to us.
Otherwise, the insurance company would no doubt have entertained your case.
Well, live and learn. It seems we'll have to waive the claim.
Would you cash these traveler's checks, please?
How would you like them?
In $10 bill, please.
Is there anything else?
Yes, I'd like to know how to send money to France. Good afternoon, you look a little stuck. Can I help?
The thing is, I've got all of this information here, all of these leaflets, but I can't make head nor tail of them.
I see. What is it exactly that you are interested in?
I'm not sure which would be better for me. Buying some insurance or putting my money in a savings deposit.
Well, that all depends on how much you want to invest.
I was thinking of around 10,000 rib.
That's a nice round figure to deal with. Okay, If you were to buy this insurance policy, your yearly fixed income from it would be 94.35 rib.
And for the savings deposit?
For the savings deposit, you could actually get more. You see, in time deposit, the interest rate is 1.58% after the 20% interest tax. So, technically, you could get more than a third more.
Wow. A third more? Very good.
Sir, are you all right? Just try to calm down, sir. What's happened?
I've lost my traveler's checks, all of them.
Okay. Just take a deep breath, sir. Everything is going to be fine. Here's a form to report missing traveler's checks, whatever the reason. Please fill it in and we can get moving on this.
I see. You need the reference numbers? For each check?
Yes, sir. Do you have that information with you? At this bank, we always recommend our customers write down the reference number of each traveler's check and keep it in a safe place away from the traveler's checks.
I need to go to the ATM.
So, why don't you?
I have no idea how to use the ATM.
What do you mean?
This will be my first time using an ATM.
I can help you with that.
Explain to me how to use it.
Just put your card into the machine.
Now what do I do?
Then you need to type in your PIN.
Now what?
Just click on one of the choices they give you, and that's it. Good afternoon. What service do you require?
I'd like to rent a safety deposit box here, please.
For what purpose exactly, if you don't mind me asking? I must ask because I need to know the size, you see.
No problem. My husband bought me some beautiful jewelry for our anniversary and I don't feel safe keeping it in the house. Initially, on the advice of a friend, I stored it in the freezer.
What a lovely gift. Yes, I can understand why you wouldn't be comfortable keeping something so valuable at home. I think one of our small ones will be perfect. Do you have some ID with you?
Yes, right here. So, we can do this today, then? That will definitely ease my mind.
Certainly. Just fill in this form, please.
I haven't received my credit card bill yet.
Which credit card are you speaking of?
My MasterCard.
We sent that bill out a couple of weeks ago.
I never got it.
Your bill was mailed already.
What am I going to do since I haven't received the bill?
If you haven't gotten it yet, then you should probably take that up with your post office.
Can I get an extension on my bill if it does happen to be the post office's fault?
If that's the case, you will need to provide proof of their mistake.
Thanks for everything.
Don't mention it. Call back if you have any more questions.
As an existing banker, that will speed up the process. You said you had the documents with you?
That's right. Here you go.
Before I verify those, I need you to fill in some forms. Then, as I said, I need to see valid credentials, your occupation and income details.
Okay, as I expected. How much will you allow me to borrow? I mean, I don't need a massive sum of money.
You are authorized to borrow up to 20,000 rib, with a repayment period of up to 1 year.
That'll be enough, and the repayment period sounds good to me.
We can also look at your current credit status and adjust the interest accordingly.
How soon before this goes through?
If you sort out all of the paperwork today, you could have your loan by the end of the week.
Perfect. So, I guess my next job is to go to the newsagent and buy some car magazines. Thanks for everything.
Hello, madam. Are you all right?
I'm here to pay my telephone bill. I usually go to the post office, but I was told that I could take care of it here. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct, madam. You don't need to go to a counter at all. You can use one of our ATM machines. I'll be more than happy to help you.
I don't usually like to use ATMs. I like dealing with a real person, you see.
I know it does seem a little daunting, but once you get used to it, it will save you a lot of time and trouble. It's Mrs. Bardot, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But I'm afraid we haven't met before.
I'm Greg Wu, head of consultancy. I see that you'd like a credit check done for your company. Is that right?
Hello, Greg. Yes, that's correct. You see, we have just acquired a new partner. The transaction is huge. It's to be signed next month, and we would really like to have some clearer information about them.
I see. So, it's not for your company, it's for the prospective partner?
That's right. I feel it's always better to go in with both eyes open, if you know what I mean.
I couldn't agree more. If you have the company details with you, I can get on with that right away. Is there anything else that you need from us today?
The lady at the desk, Shelley I think, told me you offer many other consultancy services.
We do indeed. Such as making trade investments, financial consultancy, and of course the service you requested.
That's good to know. Thanks for your help today. I'll leave you with the details and you can get started.
I like to open up a savings account, please.
Okay, we offer a few different kinds.
I want the one with the highest interest rate.
That would be our Savers Plus account.
4.5%, that's good. How much money do I have to keep in it to get that rate?
You have to maintain a balance of $10,000 in the account or the rate drops to 3%.
All right, I'll open one of those.
Just fill out these forms, and I'll be with you in 1 second.
Thanks. Well, that was an interesting documentary.
For sure. I didn't really understand some of the technical jargon they used in the film when they talked about Social Security in the US.
Like what?
Well, they mentioned how people put away money in something called a 401 Kelvins.
Yeah, I know it sounds weird, but a 401k is a type of retirement plan that allows employees to save and invest for their own retirement. Through it, you can authorize your employer to deduct a certain amount of money from your paycheck and invest it in the plan. Everyone tries to contribute as much as possible so that when you retire, you can rest peacefully on your nest egg.
That's interesting and logical, I guess. In my country, we also have to contribute to a government-run retirement fund, but most people don't really trust it, so they just invest in properties or things like that.
That seems a bit unstable, don't you think?
Yeah. But corrupt governments in the past have created distrust among banks and financial institutions. So now people prefer to have money hidden in a jar or a piggy bank.
I've been thinking of doing that lately. I don't want some banker to run off with my money.
Hello. May I help you?
Yes, I need some more cash for my visit in China. May I cash a traveler's check here?
Of course. We would be happy to cash it for you.
I was going to cash it at the hotel, but one of my friends said that banks always give better exchange rates.
Well, any bank will cash it at our present traveler's check buying rate, for which we're somewhere cheaper than hotels because of the service charge. You see, hotels really aren't in the money exchange business, although they will cash traveler's check for their guest.
You mean there is really not that much of a difference?
No, madam, not very much.
Well, may I cash these 3 checks for $100 each? I think that will be enough.
Yes, I'll be happy to cash these for you. Would you please countersign them here?
Okay.
Right. Let me run through your options. You can go ahead and cash your undue large amount deposit certificate if you really want to, but I'd recommend a personal durable commodities loan.
Okay. What does that entail?
It's not too much trouble to do it this way, and remember, your certificate is due in 2 months. If you can hold on to it, it'll be much better for your finances.
Yes, it does seem a little silly to cash it now. I'll probably need about 25,000 rib. Will that be a problem?
Not at all, Mr. Zhu. As the certificate is due in 2 months, you can get the loan on mortgage of that certificate.
I'm glad you thought of this. I'd have just gone ahead and cashed it. And I suppose I can use the money from the certificate to pay back this personal durable commodities loan, and I won't lose any interest, right?
Exactly right. If you'd like to go ahead, I can process that for you now, Mr. Zhu.
Absolutely, Jenny. Thanks very much. I think you've saved me quite a lot of money today.
Loans Department. How can I help you?
Hello. Could you give me some details about your personal pledge loans, please?
Certainly, sir. I'd be happy to. The personal pledge loan is a loan secured by undue certificates, time deposits, for example, or visible treasury bonds.
So, as long as I have one of those, I can apply for a personal pledge loan?
That's correct, sir. The bank will issue receipt to you and also take care of all the pledged securities.
How about the period of repayment?
The maximum maturity period is a year, but it also cannot exceed the maturity on the certificates used as collateral.
And the maximum loan amount?
The initial amount is just 2,000 rib, but we can go up to 100,000 rib. But remember, it cannot exceed the amount on the certificates you are using as collateral.
Okay, I'll have a look at what I've got exactly in certificates and get back to you. Thanks for your help. Bye.
My pleasure, sir. Bye.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.